In terms of those opening remarks, I would like again to welcome all of you and our colleagues in the media to today, the first day of the Finance and Central Bank Deputies meeting here in Cape Town. As always, we start with a reminder of the themes of our G20 presidency, which are solidarity, equality, and sustainability, and remind ourselves that we will aim to ensure that these themes find resonance in the work of our presidency and will foster and enhance collective action by the G20 and our partners to support not only the South African presidency, but also African countries and other developing countries, including small developing states, in addressing their economic, financial, and developmental challenges. This morning, we are holding the first of several meetings of the G20 finance track. Today and tomorrow, as you know, we will hold the meeting of the G20 Finance and Central Bank Deputies, or FCBD, and on Wednesday and Thursday, we will hold the meetings of the G20 Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors, or FMCBG. Our G20 Deputies meeting this morning is the second of 5 such meetings during South Africa's presidency and follows the meeting that we held in December last year in Johannesburg. And in these meetings, we discuss a range of both policy and operational issues. We will also hold several critical side meetings or side events, including meetings of the G20 Troika members, the meeting of the G20 Emerging Markets and Developing Economies, which took place in the form of a breakfast this morning, as well as several bilateral meetings with various G20 members and with other international organizations. This morning, we had an Emerging Markets and Developing Economies breakfast, where we discussed a wide range of challenges affecting emerging markets and developing economies. And the participants in our breakfast this morning reflected on various issues, including the current state of the global economy, issues relating to debt and how it affects Africa in particular, various perspectives on the reform of international financial architecture were shared, and the challenges facing members in securing affordable financing for development and the importance of the upcoming Financing for Development conference later this year in Spain, which is one of the areas that we will discuss today. Just a very brief reminder of some of the side events for this week. We have side events on domestic resource mobilization, bridging the tax gap. We have a side event on cross-border payments, on global financial architecture in transition, and then as part of the Finance in Common Summit, there's a cost of capital roundtable. The Finance in Common private sector to reimagine and reshape our sustainable finance system and architecture. Final few points before we close this part of this morning's session. As we've indicated before, South Africa has signaled a strong and keen intent to review the operational processes of the G20. Last month, the G20 began its 26th year of operation. However, the operational processes of the G20 have rarely been reviewed. In the coming months, and following the discussions this week, the South African presidency, working with the G20 membership, will for the first time conduct a review of these processes and consider how to improve and strengthen them. We will also discuss various other opportunities for G20 engagement this year. One of the issues of importance to the world's poorest and most vulnerable developing countries is the issue of financing for development. Today we will discuss the Financing for Development conference, which is happening in July this year, and how the G20 finance track might consider engaging with this process. We will also hold a very important discussion this week on the challenges and constraints to growth in developing countries, including African countries. We are discussing a range of other issues of relevance to the membership. We've worked on a very detailed program, and the work continues this week. Finally, over the last few weeks and months, the G20 working groups of the finance track have met and have made quite a bit of progress in shaping our agenda for this year, which is going to be taken forward and discussed in detail this week. With those very few opening remarks, I would like to wish us all well for the work program that we have ahead of us, and we look forward to hearing from you and gaining from your experience, your insights, and the initiatives of the various working groups that all of you participate in as members to deliver the work program for 2025.